Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 290. Thank you guys, everyone who has taken a listen to my newest release that just came out yesterday, the Four Seasons EP. That has been in the works for quite some time. I have so many projects that it's just a matter of really having the time to work on them and get them to a point where I feel the quality is there in the mix. That's usually what takes me the longest these days. So I've got, 1,000 songs or so that are completed on my drive. Some of them have been completed and released. That's everything that has been released is on my Bandcamp page. Some is on Amazon, some is on iTunes. But as I've changed distributors and found difficulties with pretty much everybody, at this point, if there's some things that I want to be available on Amazon or iTunes, like full albums, I'll put those up there. But for singles, for EPs, things like that, I'm just going to go with Bandcamp. It's so much easier, and everything's just right there on the page. So that's where you can find all those projects. I'll always promote them on Facebook and Instagram, and have links that you guys can go check those out. But yeah, that was a pretty special project for me, so I'm glad that I was able to get that done. Also released my video for the song Autumn's Rain. I will have one more video coming in the spring when I can find just the right atmosphere to capture something, to get some footage that I think would really represent that song. And that's usually the challenge, because that's something that you more can feel than you can see. Something about the chill in the air and the warmth of the sun at the same time as they go from winter into spring. It's a really special thing. So I'm going to have to try and find just the right thing to capture on video for that. But anyway, today we're back to an album a day. This is day 290, going through the remainder of my collection. There's not much left that I haven't already covered in one way or another. We would have been pretty much done with all the vinyl by now if it weren't for the warm heart of my dear friend Mark Roback, who sent me a wonderful care package that I did a two-part unboxing video on, and we're going through those albums one at a time. I've got a couple other gems that I'm mixing in with those that I found in between when I was done with albums and working on 45s, and one or two more on the way. So this is a series that I was completely unfamiliar with. This is the Sound of Genius Masterworks Library, and that is by Columbia Masterworks is the actual label. Very nice and classy, actually. I'm going to show you the LP first. This is in, it's mint condition, and thank you very much, Mark. I actually like this. I like the label quite a bit. It has, it's I think, a nice classy label. It's not designer. It's not a bunch of flashing colors or whatever. It's elegant, which really works for the particular content that we're dealing with on here. Now, this is the New York Philharmonic, obviously, a very well-known orchestra that did the recording of this. And we have a couple of different artists on here that they performed and recorded. Here is the album cover. And we've got Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Suite. I mean, that is just, first of all, it's classic Christmas for me, but it's just a very well-known, popular piece of classical music. Very sad to me that Tchaikovsky thought it was the worst thing he ever did. Personally, of all the Tchaikovsky I've heard, and I've not heard a lot of his catalog, but of all the stuff I've heard, Nutcracker's still my favorite. But there's also the nostalgia factor to go with that, to be fair. We get Prokofiev with Peter and the Wolf, which is really cool. And then we get Leonard Bernstein in the Philharmonic Orchestra. So this is just a really, really great collection of music. Obviously, Peter and the Wolf, another very popular piece of music. So there's the album without the slip cover, if you can see that. And then on the back, oh, I'm so exhausted. Yeah, you would be, because this is a lot to maintain. There is just the generic sleeve, I think. Let me double check. Yep, just a generic white sleeve with the plastic bit in the middle, so that you can see the label without the label getting written on, scratched, or damaged at all. But this is really cool. I do plan on covering both of these pieces on the Haskincast podcast. As you guys may know, the first episode of the month, I'm delving into a different piece of classical music. Sometimes it's a multi-part series, which is nice because that takes care of my first episode of the month for a while. So I'll be getting to these at some point. I also want to do the Peter Gint suite from Edward Grieg. And I want to get into just, explore some different composers that I really haven't gotten into. Most of my classical listening experience has been mainly Beethoven with a little bit of Mozart, a little bit of different people here and there, but the main focus has always been Beethoven because I really connect with that Romantic period and the style of music that he did, the way that he presents it, just constant up and down emotional pulls, and I love that. Mozart, I think, was a little more technical. I don't feel as much from his music as I learn and kind of can use it as study, but there's so much out there that I haven't heard yet. So there's a lot to cover. So many different wonderful composers from different eras. So I'm dedicating the first episode every month to classical music, so that it gives me not just a reason, but because I have a reason. The reason is my own curiosity, but it gives me something to make the time to do it, to make that commitment and say, there's going to be an episode every month on this topic. So instead of me just saying, you know what, I'd love to learn about this, I'd like to do that one day, I'll have to put that on my list, and all these things that I normally say to things that I don't get to because they're not as important to me as the things I'm doing. This is something that I can kind of anchor to and say, all right, if I commit to every first of the month episode, unless something, comes up, but every first of the month episode will be something different in the classical world, then that says, okay, I've got time. Now I'm just connecting those two things. I've got an episode to make and I've got this desire to listen to this stuff. I won't do it on my own because I don't listen to music a whole lot. Most of the things that I spend my time doing require my audio attention. So it's really difficult to do things where I get to have music playing in the background. In my job, I'm interrupted with phone calls a lot. So it's really hard to just have a piece of music playing and be able to really enjoy it. I may have music on in the background, but I'm constantly stopping it. I don't really get to just enjoy music during most of the things that I spend my time doing. So this is a nice way to really dig in and also dig in deep and understand the intricacies and appreciate the composer's efforts for what they are. Whether I like the piece or not, there's more likely than not something I can find to go, you know what, it's not a piece that I would like, but I absolutely love the way they did this, or I can appreciate the effort or the performance or something in it, that I can say positively. So anyway, yeah, thank you, Mark. This is a great addition to my album collection. I like this Masterworks series. Seems pretty cool. And I looked at some of the other titles. Some of them, like I'll have one composer and not the other. I'll have one piece and not the other. So I don't know how deep I'll dig into this particular series, but there are some good things out there, and you can go to Discogs and actually just look up The Sound of Genius Masterworks, and you'll get the list of all the albums that fall under that category. I don't know if they all have this beautiful, elegant label, but I hope so. That's really nice, actually. Well done, Columbia House. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please check out my newest project, The Four Seasons. You can find that link on my website, on my Bandcamp page, on Facebook. I'll be adding it to Instagram shortly. It's out there. So please check it out. Let me know what you think. I would appreciate some thoughts on it. So far, it's been really positive, and I appreciate that. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.